If you're betting against the Oilers right now, you need to stop that. Stop that right now. You can point to their defense all day, and you can be John Tortorella and talk about how they're going to perform in the playoffs. No, it's November, and betting against them is dumb. Stop that.
That Tortorella quote, by the way, I know that made the rounds last week, and we didn't quite get to it on the show, but I remember Jesse said it in the link, and Jesse writes, so he tells McDavid to shut up.
Mm-hmm. It happened after our show.
It happened after our show, and I remember waking up from a nap going, no, he didn't. Connor McDavid doesn't say anything. What do you mean, shut up? And he was talking, I guess, about all the penalty calls that were missed last year in the playoffs. And I'm sort of curious about that mentality, because as much as you make fun of John Tortorella for feeling that way, you know that John Tortorella is not the only one that feels that way. There's a lot of people inside hockey who would say that.
Arthur Staples' tweet was bizarre, too.
What did he say?
He was basically like, no one wants McDavid to get more calls unless they cheer for McDavid and the Oilers. And I was like, I want McDavid to get more calls. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
What kind of a league is it if Connor McDavid's game completely changes because the NHL just decides?
Yeah. Well, decides that their own rule book is too much of a burden. Guys,
heavy is the head that wears the rulebook crown.
Like, we always go, wait, what if you call penalties? And the NHL goes, it's fast.
That makes me laugh. That's so true.
So the solution is to slow down. What are the players working so hard in their skating for? Slow down. Slow down. Because it's too fast. They can't handle it. Listen. McDavid wore Dylan DeMello like a backpack, and I'm supposed to see that?
You're giving it to the refs this year pretty hard, huh?
Because they're genuinely terrible at their jobs and always have been and deserve it. Fuck them. Like, what am I supposed to have feelings for them? You bunch of
Can I play
pandered to spoiled babies?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's see the Torts audio.
Keep their jobs for an eternity and hold an entire industry back because they're incompetent.
This is John Tortorella telling the greatest player in the world to shut up.
I think this is going to work.
The play. What's the next step, though, to becoming a winning player, a playoff winning player? Because you're not going to get the calls you do in the regular season. He didn't last year, and that was a bit of an issue.
So here, pause. Pause. You're not going to get the calls. You're not going to get the calls that you do in the regular season.
Okay.
You've given it away. You found the problem. How far into the clip are we?
It was literally 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Stop the discussion.
We may have to restart the
Stop the discussion. You're done. They don't call the penalties in the playoffs. We're done. What does McDavid have to change? Nothing. They don't call the penalties. End of segment. Christ, you galaxy brain assholes. Literally call the rules of the sport.
By the way, I don't care. I don't know if there's a single person that watches hockey that's like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Guys,
like I think it's the one thing you can unite hockey fans on outside of the actual game, like outside of the people inside the NHL, because I feel like we all feel the same way.
What's hockey? Here, watch me solve the problem in like 30 seconds or less. What's hockey?
Puck and net.
No, like literally, what is it?
It's a game.
It's a game. What do games have?
Rules.
Who's the best at it?
The people that play the rules.
Connor McDavid.
Who's the best at hockey?
Connor McDavid.
So call the rules and Connor McDavid beats you, yes?
Most of the time.
Done. Literally, like...
That was my huge problem with... Go ahead.
No. I know you have a huge problem, but my huge problem is that the game's so fast. You know when they skate? And they do it faster than you do?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
If you're listening to the audio version of this, Jesse is really leaning... Sorry, Steve is really leaning into Jesse. Jesse's very uncomfortable right now.
Tearing up. I'm going
to lean into it.
Grade 10 thespian on this.
So, dude, can I play the clip?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, play the clip.
We haven't done that yet.
But this is how pointless the clip is. Everything based on the first 4 seconds, everything that is going to come after is wrong.
This is Steve's Sting moment with Bill O'Reilly. What do you mean, play me off? Fuck it, we'll do it live.
All right.
I'll write it and we're okay. Here, go play them being wrong.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, literally.
This time?
Yeah,
This is the time.
The play. What's the next step, though, to becoming a winning player, a playoff winning player? Because you're not going to get the calls you do in the regular season. He didn't last year, and that was a bit of an issue.
Yeah, and he complained about it a little bit. He wasn't getting the calls. I quite honestly, and I hope I say it correct, just shut up.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. I do think he has to change his game a bit. Not turn into a Checo, obviously. But
Right.
he's talked about culture. He's talked about standard. He's talked about winning. You're not going to outscore. You're not just going to fill the net during playoffs and outscore teams.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play on the other side of the puck. You have to have that business type attitude of nothing's going to bother me, no matter how you're going to check me. Don't talk about it. Just play hard, play through it. But the other side of the puck is that important too. Come playoff time, I think he's learning. Tip's going to have to get that whole group. If they're talking about a Stanley Cup, they're all going to have to play a little bit a different way, not just try to outscore teams.
That segment's bad. I mean, like, what do you say?
It is tremendously bad. It starts off with John Tortorella telling Connor McDavid to not speak up.
Well, it starts with him going, let me figure out how to say this. Shut up.
Yeah, he's like,
He says that verbatim.
I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but shut up. Just shut up to the best player in the world. It's a ridiculous thing to say, and for a game where people complain about NHL players never saying anything, you got an ex-coach / ESPN commentator saying, just shut up. Don't talk about how you're getting screwed all the time. That's terrible for the game. Don't call out the bad parts of the game, because the refs' feelings are going to be hurt, and they're not going to give you any more calls.
That is
My
true.
feelings never get hurt. No, but here's the larger problem here. What John Tortorella is talking about has a track record of working.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 100%.
So Hockey Night on Saturday, they doubled down on what John Tortorella was saying.
did they?
Craig McTavish went on intermission and was like, yeah, you need to massage the refs.
Was
And
Craig McTavish on in the intermission?
You need to have a good relationship with them, because that's how you're going to get the calls. You can't be a whiner.
This is,
The game is broken if that's how you need to play it.
This is exactly the career trajectory of Sidney Crosby. He got cross-checked in the face, had the bones in his head rearranged by Darian Hatcher, but he's being a baby.
Yeah, no, he's a whiner.
Fuck off! Oh!
The game is
Why
broken.
are the ratings down?
If this is how you need
Why
to play
are people
hockey.
going? Oh! The game is fine! Just fucking call it!
No, it's a different game.
I'm taking crazy pills. Hockey, as an entire culture, gaslights its fans every fucking day.
Yes.
Makes us feel like the problem.
Yes. Yes.
Can you believe Connor McDavid came on our show and did all that complaining? No, it's fucking me, a massive hockey fan, and you, and Jesse, and thousands of others. Call the goddamn thing. I want to go out. I want to run down the street and go on a GTA. You ever get bored of GTA and just run down the sidewalk and punch everyone? That's what I want to do right now.
It's fun.
Are you? Oh, we found it. We found it. The game's fixed. The game is fixed. Connor McDavid stops talking. The game is fixed.
So,
You know,
no, go ahead.
imagine if we had officiating that was as good at officiating as Connor McDavid is at playing hockey. He'd win every year. But we don't, so we're fucked. So, I don't know. Come back next generation hockey fans. Maybe we'll get it right then. We probably won't, but holy shit!
The idea that
I'm taking crazy pills.
what you say in the media affects how your calls are being called on the ice is a ridiculous concept.
Well, it's because you've got people who are empowered to do so because they're not held accountable publicly.
The referee's job is to call penalties, and me talking about you missing calls shouldn't affect my ability to get penalties, because then you're manipulating the game for things that aren't in the rule book. The rule book doesn't say subjectively call penalties based on players who complain less. I should be able to complain as much as I want because the rule book is the rule book. If I get slashed, it's a slashing penalty. It's not, I got slashed, but I complained about you not calling slashing calls, so I don't get a slashing penalty. That's not how hockey works.
No, so last year...
Well, it is how it works.
Last year, so McDavid is adapting, by the way. He's become Captain Elbow. Because he's fucking got to. He's got to. He's got no choice. Crosby out there cowbelling guys, and he judo flipped someone yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the Capitals defenseman, yeah.
Boards! And that's a wily vet.
I also want to throw it at you that I missed this Hockey Night in Canada segment, so it's hard for me to know, but I can imagine that, and tell me if I'm wrong here, the reason they would have doubled down on the Melrose Tortorella segment is because currently that is the way things are. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Yes.
So it doesn't make it right, but they might be correct. And the problem is,
correct that it's
with the way that
is.
Torts is talking here, which is what I think everybody has a problem with, is that he's talking as though that's the way it should be. And I'm not even sure that that's the way he is talking about it. But it certainly seems like, well, he's got to shut up. This is the way things are. And I think that there's a generation of people out there who would like that not to be the way things are.
Well, and how much
that might be the generation that's watching the game and will watch much longer than the current generations because we're the younger generations. And I say that as a 33-year-old.
How much of an impact would it have if John Tortorella said, this kid's got a point? Like, you're not going to get the calls.
Huge.
You're not going to get the calls in the playoffs, but it'd be nice if you did. And you know why he didn't say that? Because one day he's probably going to want to gig back in the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to want to be a coach again.
And it's going to be a nightmare. I mean, who is it? Dennis Weidman? The Dennis Weidman incident happens with the ref. Horrible. Should have never happened. Next year, the Flames are the most penalized team in the league. They have a memory.
This is when Dennis Weidman ran into the ref and he knocked out his feet.
Yeah,
right?
Horrible incident. Should have never happened.
Ever should have never happened.
But they remembered it and they took it out on the Calgary Flames. If you swear at a guy, like, man, the mic'd up segments are wild. We watched the Leafs Red Wings 24/7, and we watched a ref point at Dion Phaneuf and someone he was arguing with and said, "Fuck both you guys," and that's how he sent them to the box. He said, "Fuck both you guys."
You got to be friends with the zebras on the ice. It's ridiculous.
And
like,
this
you got to be buddies to get penalty calls.
Like, when I talk about Brad Marchand signing sticks, I'm not making shit up. I'm adding a little hyperbole for the spice, but like, he literally is besties with these guys. You see it every time he takes the ice. Pat on the bum. How are the kids? And he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. This guy and I have a rapport so he can assault whoever he wants all night long. Are you joking?